This isn't the way in?
That way leads down into the valley.
Wow, you know your way around, yeah? Huh?
Oh, she knows her way around all right. I mean, for a young woman, she's ridiculously experienced. As a guardian, of course. Kimari's still going strong. Honestly, at this point, usually Kimari has completely dropped off and he's completely unused. But I'm doing my best to keep stringing him along with everyone else. Steal and use obviously helps because he gets to come in and steal, which will help him to increase his sphere levels. So, if you break this level 2 lock and you break another one, then you can head into Auron's grid, and this is from quite early on. So, if for whatever reason you want a bit more HP, I mean, look at this first circle. This first bit alone has 4 HP nodes, and if you want abilities like armor break and that kind of stuff, magic break, then you can feel free to head onto Auron's grid. And obviously the strength is not too bad either. But if you continue along here, there's obviously still more strength to be had. The Osmos ability, which is pretty cool. So, to be honest, until you get to the end of Walker's grid, there's no real reason why you should be leaving it. And once you're done, you can move on to Auron anyway. So, Walker is fine. He doesn't really need to do anything. What is this ability? Is it Demi? Yes. Okay, so if you remember right in the first boss battle that we ever did, the Sinspawn used an attack called Demi, and this takes away 25% of a fiend's current HP. So some enemies are immune to percentage-based damage, so it's not going to work on everyone, but for kind of high HP random encounters that aren't immune to it, it's a pretty decent attack. The Juggernaut rolls on, his HP just keeps on growing. Okay, so here you have a choice. Either you cross this bridge and go ahead to Mount Gagazet and continue the story, or if you want a bit of side story concerning Lulu, then you head down to the Cavern of the Faith. And not only is there a bit of side story, there is also your first optional aeaon down there that you can pick up without having to do too much extra. So it's well worth going down here. Not just for the Lulu story, but it is interesting. I remind you that in order to get the final optional aeaon, you do need to get all of the previous ones, including all of the other optional aeons. So, one way or the other, if you want to do everything, you really do need to come down here. Okay, these guys are new. 8,700. So they're pretty tough. And as far as I know, poison will hit every time. So you do need to watch out for that. I think she has poison ward, which is not too bad. And once you get to Gagazet again, the fiends do go up a notch. Okay, poison ward came in handy. It drops the, even if it has 100% affliction rate, poison ward will drop it down to 50. Evade encounter once again. I just cannot overstate the importance of the usefulness of evade encounter. It's something else. Oh shit! That's the wrong button. It was a critical hit anyway. Ouch. So yeah, these can be annoying. I think soon I'm going to have to customize a second evade encounter. Another one for Lulu, why? Orange just keeps on rolling. Yep, Lady Yokan was a summoner who defeated Sin previously. I'm going to ignore this sword over here. I did say there are very few occasions where you can actually pick up a weapon actually, you know, on the field, and this is another one of those occasions. Ah. I'm just going to escape this encounter. You've already seen it. Now, this guy is interesting. Okay, they obviously didn't learn their lesson from Operation Mayhem. This guy is a pretty good goalkeeper. His name is Darren, but there is something very odd about him. He is a missable character. For whatever reason, this guy disappears. So you need to be careful. I'm not sure at what exact point he disappears. It might be once you get the airship or something like that. So again, if you're a completionist type and you want this guy on your team because he's a missable character, you need to sign him now. So that's the interesting thing about Darren. I mean, as a blitzer, he's a decent goalkeeper, but nothing particularly special. There's better players out there. I have no idea why he disappears. Get straight out of here. Okay, if you want the optional aeon in here, it's I might as well tell you this in advance so that you come in prepared. You're going to want at least about 200,000, 210,000 gil. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get him. And we'll find out exactly why very soon. Okay, let's head in and find out a little bit more about Lulu's past as a guardian.
Where are we?
The faith is inside. As are the fiends.
Hey, this where...
Where? What?
The summoner I guarded on my first pilgrimage died here. Yuna, let's go. The faith awaits.
That's it, Lulu. Deep breaths. But you can see there's a little bit more to her tragic past. Not only do we have the whole Chapu thing, she also lost her first summoner as well, which, you know, for a guardian must be a very tough thing, because it's kind of your job to protect these people. So when they die, it's probably not the best feeling in the world. I really just want one good weapon so I can get some evading counter action. Okay, so let's head into the Cavern of the Stolen Faith. I just love that as a name. It just sounds cool. There's a teleport pad there, but it's not going to work, so don't get your hopes up. Right. I'm not going to flee. So, like I said, it doesn't matter how big the muck-in encounters, they will always be susceptible to that. Let me just steal. These guys should have level 3, yep. Oh yeah, I did kind of say I was going to spend some time in the Calm Land stealing, but I just ignored that because I just wanted to get on with the story. Ouch. So these guys are resistant to magic, so Lulu's not the best option here. Very resistant to magic. So your only choice is Waka, once again. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. So Auron, if he has elemental protection, give Auron an elemental bracer and something to protect him from something like stone and confuse. And with evade encounter, he pretty much becomes invincible out in the field. There is not really a fiend that can cause him too many problems. Okay, let's head in. There is an Owlbear Primer here as well, which I forgot to mention, which is another reason you should be coming down here. These guys should have gold hourglass, so this will cast slow on everyone and do a bit of damage as well. But again, like I've said, they're not really the most important items in the world. This guy does hit hard, so beware. I think he does a good 2,000 when he connects. 1,800. I think it says has no elemental weakness. Yeah, these guys are a bit tough to deal with. Let's see how much damage Lulu does anyway before they cast Reflect. Okay, it's still enough. So that's when it starts to get a little bit annoying. So this is probably where you want to start using things like items to do damage. So what you can do, bring out Yuna. I mean, if you're the kind of guy that
reflect magical spite.
If you're the kind of guy that doesn't want to run away from encounters, then you can do it this way. It will waste a bit of MP and a little bit of your time, but it will get the job done. There you go. Other than that, you can use Auron to armor break. That's always a useful thing to do as well. Oh yeah, I said I was going to teach Tidus armor break. I think I'm still going to do that, now that we have Auron around as well. There it is. Yes, I'm going to do that. Okay. There's no other skills that really scream out to me at the moment that I should be making use of. Yeah, perhaps Power Break, but Auron's got to be able to do something, right? Of course, another thing you might want to do, I've given Yuna one black magic ability. If you want to have a second white mage or just someone else that can heal for you, it might not be the worst idea in the world to give Lulu some white magic. So anything from haste to the null abilities to curing abilities, I would probably which one? Cura, Reflect. I would give her either Cura or something like Esuna to help get rid of bad status effects or something. But probably Cura is best. When does Yuna learn Curaga actually? Dispel, Regen, Curaga. Okay, there's still a way. I'm probably going to teach her Cura. Her magic's good enough that it will do a decent amount of healing anyway. Probably won't have to use it too often, but it's nice to just have one other person that can do that for you if you need it. Whoa. How many MP does Yuna have? 204, 292. I might as well use it on Yuna. Good. Okay, let's move on. I'll start running from repetitive encounters again. Oh. Interesting. can steal Phoenix Downs. Okay. And as far as I know, the things that he is weak against, they are randomized and they change at the start of every battle. Lovely. So, what is Doom? Let's find out. He's armed as well. So Doom is a pretty nasty attack where it literally puts a countdown on your character, and after you perform the number of actions that's above your head, you will die. So on Waka's 5th turn, you will die, and there is no way to stop it. So you will have to sacrifice that character. There's no way to get rid of Doom. And Kimari has also learned that ability, so it's an overdrive that he has. So that's pretty cool. I have not used a Riku overdrive in so long. I'm just going to use something for the hell of it. Is he weak against ice? There we go. So that was one of the higher level mixes that you saw. These guys are pretty rare encounters, they don't actually appear that often. But they're pretty useless, they don't give you the best AP in the world. Make elixir, okay. Okay. Let's quickly dispatch the one that afflicts poison, because poison is just a status that I don't like dealing with. Good stuff.
Take a number, buddy.
Okay, this guy's pretty powerful. His name reminded me of Valhalla from Final Fantasy 13. He's should be susceptible to darkness as well, so he's not going to be too difficult to deal with. Yep. And evading counter will work against his attacks as well. So all in all, he's pretty useless. Just for the sake of getting a turn. As Yuna's magic increases, the amount of HP restored through Prey will go up. But you saw there that Gore attack, I don't think that misses, so even with darkness I think that still hits, so you should be careful. And as you saw, 2000 damage, so none too shabby. Done and done. I think that should give me some strength. Oh, 2 free slots. Nice. Do I have... I don't have any return spheres yet. Okay. Anyway, moving on.